Good afternoon, Smart Marks. It is Sunday, February the 22nd. I am your host, Jake Shannon, and I am here to bring you the kayfabe news, the global shoot commentary. We're about to break down the booking decisions that are coming for your wallet. Today's episode is brought to you by Number One Coaching. Listen up, if you're still wrestling for pennies on the undercard of the business world, then it's because your psychology in the ring is all wrong. You can't sell, you can't draw. Number One Coaching will teach you how to put asses in seats and turn your small business into a box office draw. Stop being a jabroni and start being the champion of your market. Go to numberonecoaching.com. This is the Combat Sports Minute. Let's kick it off with a little something from our world. Over in the TKO universe, UFC fighter Sean Strickland is generating some serious heat, calling the company's pay structure predatory. He's pointing out what every smart mark knows: when you're the only game in town, you can control the purse strings. TKO is the ultimate house. They hold the belts, they book the arena, and they decide who's going to get pushed and who's going to get buried. And that, my friends, is the exact same game being played in Washington. The establishment is basically TKO. You're the fighter. They decide the tax rate, the regulations, and the rules of engagement. And if you think you're getting a fair shake without leverage, you're the biggest mark in the building. All right, here is the kayfabe breakdown. We've got a stacked card today, Smart Marks. Let's look at the main events from the last week. Number one, the Supreme Court Screwjob. The spot, in a stunning reversal, the Supreme Court has struck down President Trump's sweeping tariffs as unconstitutional, ruling that the power to tax belongs to Congress, not the executive branch. The work, the official narrative, is that this is a triumph for the rule of law and victory for checks and balances. The referees stepped in to stop an illegal foreign object from being used in the match. What's the shoot? This is a massive, dusty finish. The executive branch promoter tried to book a finish without clearing it with the Creative Control Committee in Congress. But don't be fooled. The real heat here isn't about the Constitution. It's about money. The big importers and retailers who were getting crushed by the cost formed a powerful backstage stable and pressured the refs to make the call. The domestic producers who were protected by the tariffs, they just took the pin. So what's the finish? Small business importers get a huge babyface pop as their costs potentially drop. The America First protectionist angle just got buried by the high court. Expect the administration to cut a furious promo, but the decision stands. The winners are the free traders and anyone relying on global supply chains. Match number two, the Small Biz Handicap Match. The spot, a coalition of over 70 trade associations led by the NFIB, is pushing Congress to act to pass the Prove It Act to curb burdensome regulations on small businesses. So the work, we just want a fair shake for mom and pop. The bureaucratic state is choking out the little guy. It's a classic underdog babyface promo. What's the shoot? This is a desperate tag team move in order to, in an ongoing handicap match. The regulatory state is a monster heel with infinite stamina and a bottomless budget. Small businesses are getting gassed in the ring. This coalition is trying to get some leverage to get a foreign object of their own, legislative backup, to even the odds before they get squashed for good. The finish? The bureaucratic heels will likely kick out at 2. This is a long-term angle, not a squash match. The regulatory machine is too big to be taken down with one move, but this shows the small business stable is finally getting organized. Match number 3, Wall Street's go-away heat. The spot, despite closing massive TV rights deals and protecting record revenue, TKO Group, the parent of UFC and WWE, their stock took a hit this week because Wall Street investors wanted even more growth. The work? We're building a global sports and entertainment juggernaut. The future has never been brighter. What's the shoot? This proves that the investor class audience is the most fickle crowd in existence. You could book the biggest main event of the year, but if they don't like the finish, they'll riot. TKO is generating go away heat with the money marks because they didn't exceed the already insane expectations. So, what's the finish? TKO management will be forced to squeeze the talent, that is, fighters and wrestlers, even harder to feed the beast to get the stock price back over. The real losers will be the people taking the bumps in the ring. Today's massive action. Smart Marks, you've seen the booking sheet. Now, what are you going to do about it? Here's your action plan. 1, time to renegotiate any contracts that you have. With the tariff threat being tapped out, the cost basis for imported goods just changed. If you're buying materials or products from overseas, get on the phone with your suppliers this week and demand a better price. The excuse for high prices just got thrown out of court. Don't leave money on the table. Number 2, massive action. Join a stable. The NFIB story proves that you can't fight the regulatory monster alone. You will get squashed. If you're already a member of a strong trade association or business coalition in your niche, join one today. You need the collective leverage to have a voice backstage. Stop trying to be a lone wolf and get yourself a tag team partner. Remember, in this world, you're either booking the match or you're taking the pin. Stay smart, stay skeptical, and keep your eye on the money. We'll see you guys at the next pay-per-view. All right, guys, I'm going to jump it over to any questions. Hey, what's up, Carlos? Hi. Let me show some of these. Thank you for joining in. What's up, brother? Let's see who else we got. What's up, man? Vivian Ray. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, didn't see your thing. Blah, I think this topic should be on another money channel. Oh, well, okay. Well, here's Fred calling me handsome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm going to throw these the commentary up on the screen here for you. Anybody, I'm going to stay on here for about 5 minutes. See if anybody has any questions. I want to tell you guys about shootpro.tv. We're going to be filming season 2 this May 1st through 3rd. You can be a part of the shoot. In fact, everybody who came to CatchCon last year, go to catchcon.us, and decided to compete. Everybody who attends has the option. You don't have to, but you have the option to compete. This is a $250 entry fee for those who don't buy a ticket to the rest of the camp. You will, first of all, be entered to win a $1,000 division prize. So last year we had over 80, under 80, and tag team. Each winning team won each winner of each division won $1,000 last year. Plus, you got all that highly produced footage of you competing in Shoot Pro at CatchCon. Gerald Bradley, hi, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. So if you're interested, you could check out what it looked like last year. This year is going to be a massive improvement. So if you want to see last year, go to shootpro.tv. You could see the entire, I think we did 5 episodes. And we'll be shooting it again. This time, actually, I was very happy with the post-production. As you can see, we had WWE Hall of Famer Larry Zbyszko in commentary. Really great job on the production values, post-production values. But we're going to improve it. Last year, we just were like, you know what? Let's just film the matches for the match's sake. And we did it. It looked like a high school wrestling match because that was basically what the set was. This year, we actually have a full studio. So we got Jumbotrons, we've got 5 cameras catching all the action. We will be broadcasting it live as well as chopping it up into multiple episodes for season 2 of Shoot Pro. Very, very exciting times. Of course, Frank the Legend Shamrock is going to be there. Pat the Croatian sensation Milicic is going to be there. Let's see here. Gerald Bradley. Well, is Larry Zbyszko going to be commentating in 2026? Yes, sir. So we are keeping our amazing team in place. You guys have to go over to catchcon.us. Check it out. It's going to be the greatest weekend on earth. It is literally the weekend following US Open, USA Wrestling's US Open in Las Vegas the next week. Then is CatchCon, which culminates in the Shoot Pro tapings that you definitely want to be a part of. As you know, we promote very heavily. You're going to get a great sizzle reel. Whether you win or lose, you can tell you can start building your name as an athlete. In addition to getting certified in catch wrestling and in the mace belt. We're going to have Rick Brown, Mr. Mace Man, the world's mace trainer. He's going to be there as well. So in addition, JJ Howland, Carolyn Wester, and then all the Scientific Wrestling elite coaches, all of them with BJJ Fanatics deals. You can watch their videos and come and learn and pick their brain. If you guys have any questions, you can, obviously this stream is live right now, but it will be broadcast. It'll be rebroadcast, not live. And so just DM me, or you can email training at Scientific Wrestling, info@scientificwrestling.com, and we'll get you well taken care of. In addition, I've got another cool announcement. I've been working very hard to write I've written a lot of books. And I started out writing wrestling books. I moved into philosophy, political economy, all kinds of different subject matters. I've written some fiction. But my next book is going to be the third in my catch wrestling trio. Number one was Say Uncle, best-selling book. Number two, Physical Chess, which I was the ghostwriter for Billy Robinson. And the third one's going to be on Carl Gotch. So I will have that out very, very soon. I'm excited for you guys. It's going to be very thorough. It's going to be a serious treatment of his training philosophy. I'm very excited for that. So announcement one is CatchCon and Shoot Pro. Go over to shootpro.tv, watch it. Go over to catchcon.us, sign up and register. We still have like months to go, and we've already sold 11% of the tickets. This will sell out. And some of the ticket tiers, for example, there's one that includes a stay at the B&B with the coaches, including Militich, Shamrock, and myself. And that takes a huge cut off of your expenses in terms of a hotel. So I'd highly, highly suggest you go look at that package, because that one will sell out very, very quickly. Gerald, ads. I don't know what that means, brother. I hope I answered your other question. Let's see here. Thank God for President Trump. Listen, yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. I'm going to be real here. This show really, this particular broadcast, the Kayfabe News, it came out of a book I wrote a long time ago called Anomaly, Revolutionary Revolutionary Knowledge in Everyday Life. Sorry. Anomaly, Revolutionary Knowledge in Everyday Life. I wrote this book in 2009, and I'm very proud of it because it was very prescient, like predicted the medical fascism. It was ahead by maybe well over a decade, warning people. And one of them, I talk about how politics is pro wrestling. Now, that took on a life of its own. Jesse Ventura took the idea and ran with it as well. I had Jesse on a radio interview when I was hosting a radio show on K-Talk years ago. And anyway, President Trump is a perfect persona because he's a WWE Hall of Famer. He represents this idea of the kayfabe nudes 100%. And it is that thing where you've got to start looking at reality and not rhetoric, right? So he's like your typical Republicans, where he campaigns like a libertarian. Oh, we're going to release the Epstein files. Oh, we're going to audit everything. We're going to get rid of the income tax. Very popular, by the way. He won campaigning on that premise. We're going to fix the food. All that, like homesteading, all that kind of nature, good food. And he gets in, and that lasts about 3 months. And then it was like, wow, what? Epstein who? That's a hoax, and that's a Democrat thing. And trying to work the base, and he's lost everybody. Everybody's lost faith in him, the people that did support him. I have seen this before. George Bush Jr. campaigned just like this and then became the worst president ever. So I can understand your enthusiasm maybe for some of the things that he stood for, but I think those days are over. I don't think he's America first. I think he's compromised, frankly. But there's plenty other YouTube channels that'll tell you all about that. Anyway, guys, so the first thing, catchcon.us, you want to register there. Tickets are going to be sold out, especially some of the better deals. You really need to look at it and think of some of those deals. I made those really good for you guys. And also the new Carl Gotch book coming out. I'm not going to tell you the title because I'm still haven't 100% committed to it. But it's going to be basically about conditioning being your greatest hold, something in that genre. It'll be much more terse and clever. And Rabbit Rut says Trump is the worst. Yes, I don't disagree. Although, I mean, Biden wasn't that much better. Kamala would have been as bad, if not worse. The problem is neither are good. We're presented with this false choice. That's the biggest problem that I see. A second thing, or after CatchCon and the new book about Carl Gotch, I want to tell you guys about number one, coaching. So I'm about to launch my Sportify operating system. And this is something I'm very, very proud of. This is something that I've been working on with my coaching clients for some time and getting really great results. Learned a lot, was actually inspired by my own path as in financial engineering, in investment mortgage banking, in entrepreneurship, in my time as the 2-time 10X Performance Coach of the Year for Grant Cardone, as well as very heavily influenced by my coaching influences in grappling and wrestling. And I'm very, very excited to share it with you guys. This is another one that is coming due. We are going to be able to come into your business and install the Sportify operating system, which really is a extension of the idea of gamification. So you get it, sportification. I came up with this concept because, and this might be a little bit of nerdy content for you, but there's this idea, gamification as a field relies on extrinsic motivation, meaning leaderboards, prizes, points, things of that nature, and that works well. But what we found, especially Gallup has done really great research in this, 70% of the variance of a company can be attributed directly to the managers. And what they suggest is that we shift from managers. So listen up, all you management consultants, to this idea of being coaches. And this is something that I'm really, really strong in. And so this whole premise is to move from gamification, which is strictly extrinsic, and move to intrinsic motivation, which requires coaching. So this solves that 70% problem that the Gallup people brought up. And it also solves the short thinking of gamification by extending it into this idea of sportification, or to sportify, as I call it. So anyway, we are going to be able to come to your business, install the Sportify operating system, get your team working like a championship team. It's kind of mind-blowing. It's going to be a hybrid. We're going to have a coaching component for the C-suite. We're going to have a coaching component for your team, in particular the RevOps team. And lastly, we are going to have a manual as well as an AI assisted coach that can be installed at your business and help blow you up. And in addition to that, my partners in scientific wrestling, Pat Milantich and Frank Shamrock, they're also going to become a key part of this. And we're going to actually come into your company and talk to you about real coaching and real organization and real winning. So guys, you want to get on board with any of this stuff, CatchCon, shootpro.tv, so catchcon.us, shootpro.tv, the new Carl Gotch book, or number one coaching and the Sportify operating system. Reach out to me, DM, hit me up in the comments. all that kind of stuff. All right, I got a bunch of comments here. Let's see. Man Trouble 007. George Carlin said it best. Our government gives us the illusion of choice. Big companies own us. Yeah, I mean, basically. But again, let's remember that when we talk about big business, we talk about big government or big pharma. Okay, I honestly think that is a bit, I'm also a fan of Robert Anton Wilson, and he was very smart about how words could shape our reality tunnels or our experiences, as he used to call it, reality tunnels. And remember, big government is people. There are individuals responsible. Big business is people. There are people responsible. Big pharma, it is the individuals that are responsible. And they hide behind this idea of making the government the boogeyman or big pharma or big business. We have to look at the individuals responsible. But I don't disagree with you. And I love George Carlin. That was the very first live comedy act I went to. I was 16. Fantastic. George Carlin, also a huge fan of Robert Anton Wilson, by the way. Rabbit Drut. No way Biden was the con man that Trump is. Corruption is beyond the pale. I mean, I don't know, dude. This is like betting on pro wrestling, bro. Like, they're all fucking corrupt. I mean, I don't know what the hell to tell you, dude. I'm not going to get in a pissing contest of who's worse. I mean, Biden was a kid sniffer. His daughter accused him of rape. They're all trash, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go here. Gerald Bradley. Well, Carl Gotch rants are my favorite when he said he does not know the difference between his elbow and his asshole. That made me laugh out loud. Oh, dude, he had so much. He would say, oh, man, all that guy is good for is turning a good meal into shit. Another one, he said, that guy's so low that he could walk under the belly of a snake wearing a top hat. I mean, dude, Carl was the best. He was truly, truly hilarious. This book is going to be very, so if you haven't noticed the evolution of scientific wrestling, I started back in 2003 is when the actual company was formed. And so I'd had the ideas years prior, but I really put it all together and started launching it in 2003. It was the year after I graduated from grad school with a master's degree in financial engineering, and I had the time to devote to it. And so, yeah, man, it's going to be great. If you guys know, if you get inside of scientificwrestling.com, one of the great things I have exclusive are the hours and hours of mentoring calls that I had with Carl Gotch, and I let you listen in on them. Just like inside Scientific Wrestling, you have hours and hours of top tier instructional footage, certifications. We also have hours and hours, 72 hours of the old UWFI pro wrestling shoot style. It was still worked, but it was the proto MMA with people like Dan Severn, Kazushi Sakuraba, all these legends. All of that inside Scientific Wrestling. But this book is going to be, half of it is going to be me just writing about his philosophies and summarizing it. And then the second half is actually going to be transcripts of our conversations. I'm really, really excited about it. Let's see here. Man Trouble 007. Now I sound like Citizens United. Okay, dude, you're just, I appreciate you listening, but I don't know if you're actually really listening. Corporations aren't people, so that I don't even know if you're like actually listening. I'm making the exact opposite thing, I think, as to what you're saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not understanding you. What does Kevin Tripp say? Ever try martial arts? Yeah. Started with folk style wrestling in 1977. I must have been 5. I don't know if you've seen the stupid pictures of me with a bowl cut and a singlet. The Spartans, out in Mission Viejo, part of Aurora, Colorado. Then I went and got a black belt in Taekwondo when the Karate Kid was popular. Got that in 15. Had cancer at 16. Healed up. By 18, I was back at it. Getting back into judo at the YMCA in Boulder under Burned Bush, U.S. senior freestyle champion. Trained with him for a couple years and then went to UFC 2 in Denver. This was 1994 at Mammoth Gardens. I was there. You could rent UFC 2. You can actually see me. I think I'm wearing a red hat, sitting behind the Gracie family. And yeah, then I moved to California, trained with Carly Gracie, Rolf Gracie, Kurt Osiander, Kaseka Munez, Ricardo Murgel, and then got kind of tired of not getting booked on any fights. And I was a young man. I was in my prime. And there weren't really open tournaments back in the early 90s to join. So I actually got pulled into pro wrestling. I used to hate pro wrestling, but I was trying to impress this girl. And so I did a tryout. And actually, I had pretty modest success. I had a WWE tryout. I toured with the Vans Warped Tour, got paid well. Was the first white guy to go train down in Naucalpan, Mexico with Ultimo Dragon's gym. And also learned with Pro Wrestling Tetsuo, which is a Pro Wrestling Noah satellite gym under Modest and Morgan. And I kind of fell out of that, didn't like it. So I ended up becoming obsessed with catch wrestling, which is what scientific wrestling is about. So you can see that dovetails right around 2003. So yes, to answer your question, Man Trouble 007 says, money in politics has corrupted our system to extreme tipping point. We've been a nation for 250 years at this rate. We'll be done in 50. Oh, it'll be faster than that. I actually wrote a book called Endonomics. And yeah, money, I think, is a problem. I think it's more, you need the person I've been really impressed with, her research is Whitney Webb. What is it? United States Blackmail or One Nation Under Blackmail. I can't remember the name of the book. But I would say that, it's actually bribery and blackmail and what are called the black chambers, intelligence operations mixed with organized crime. I think that's a real problem. Yeah. Anyway, Gerald Bradley, remember the government is a business. The president will only do what will help his business. So why doesn't he help veterans on the street? Simple. It doesn't help him gain any money. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That sounds pretty prudent. The idea that you're talking about, I actually met James Buchanan, Nobel Prize winner in economics, for fleshing out the ideas of public choice economics. And really, Gerald, that's kind of what you're bringing up, and that is that politicians are self-serving. And so what Buchanan and a few others did in the public choice school of economics is they applied economic analysis, which assumes that everybody's self-interested. They applied it to economic players and ended up getting the Nobel Prize. So not bad, buddy. Not bad. Jojo Dancing 4-3. I look like Kid and Play. Well, okay. Maybe my hat gives me that hairdo, but I think, I might have the wrong complexion there, brother. Okay. Gerald Bradley says Frankie Kane. Yes. Oh my God, dude. Gerald, thank you so much for bringing that up. Frankie Kane, man, he was, I interviewed him way back in 2011. Nobody even really knew his relevancy to catch wrestling. In 2000, remember, I started my first catch wrestling clubs out in Southern California in the early 2000s, right around 2003. Anyway, for a short time, about 3 years, I had the wrestling club at the Santa Monica High School wrestling gym. And I called it originally the Toehold Club. And that was an homage to Frankie Kane's Toehold Club when he was a kid. So this is an interesting tie-in in Al Haff's territory, where Frank Wolf, famous shooter who ended up kind of, Carl Gotch considered like him learning catch wrestling at Wigan, like maybe undergrad, but he really got good in the American style under Frank Wolf when he moved to Al Haff's territory in Ohio. And Frankie Kane corroborated a lot of those great styles, those stories anyway. Scott Teal has a wonderful book that he wrote with him, but you could also read a short version in Say Uncle, my book. So Gerald, thank you for bringing that up, and rest in peace, Frankie Kane. Great guy. Yeah, thank you again for bringing that up. Fearless Forever. Have a good day and God bless. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, man. God bless you. Yeah, it's an interesting time, because it's so funny. Like, I've been libertarian since undergraduate when I read Ayn Rand, The Fountainhead. Loved Howard Rourke as a character. Huge impact on me as a young man. And I ended up finding flaws in Rand's philosophy, of course, but by and large, still really great writer, really great thinker. But it's funny to me because I have not seen in all my years people as libertarian minded as they are now, where they're completely skeptical. And of course, you'd have to be stupid not to be. Epstein files, the COVID scandal, all the lockdown bullshit. I think they ended up waking up more people than they really anticipated. Anyway, I find it interesting because all these commentators like Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, man, they love to go after that pedophile network, as they should. Although I just find it short-sighted because both of them are Catholic, and I'm like, you guys remember when the original pedophile network was the Catholic Church, right? Like, I don't know that actually really went away, but they don't like to talk about that. Let's see. Lionel Lanham. Catch. Yes, sir, brother. Catch wrestling. Greatest sport, most impactful sport in the history of the world. And I can quantify that 100%. Dark Evil. You just farted in my general direction. Yeah, I was wondering what that was, brother. But you know what? I've got my fart blocker on, dude. So guess what? All that's wafting right back at you. Guys, yeah, I appreciate everybody jumping in on the comments here. It's interesting. I've gone on a very, very long journey of, I'm constantly evolving and changing. The things that have been common in my life, Lionel Lanham says, facts. Thanks, brother. The things that have been constant in my life, I think, are, I've been libertarian pretty much my entire adult life, starting when I was about 19 years old, and I'm 52, so that's been libertarian longer than I haven't been. I've evolved as I've learned how the world works. I'm not anarchist. I for a short time believed in this whole anarcho-capitalism thing of Murray Rothbard and whatnot, but I realize we already have anarcho-capitalism. What you're seeing right now is an anarcho-capitalism, and it's not great. It ends up being kind of fascist, where there's a collusion that happens. But I've largely been, what's known as a minarchist. Anarchy, State, and Utopia. Robert Nozick talks about this idea of minarchy and defends it well. And I tend to have in my life gone to various different things, but I tend to find that to be the best model. Although, I do have this idea that we've got these things called enforcement zones, and companies like Palantir are trying to erase them with your cell phone and things of that nature. But you do have quite a bit of freedom as long as you don't get caught. Now, this is where ethics are practical, because you have to, if you want freedom, then you can't be nefarious and doing sketchy shit. And so, if you want freedom, there are places where you are not being observed, right? What do they say? No cop, no stop, that kind of thing. Oh, hey, what's up, Patrick, coming from Ireland? Aaron, go bro. Happy to see you here, man. Liberty's been individualism, and liberty's been something my whole life. I think it was really when I had cancer as a teen, there was two phrases that got me through, and then they ended up kind of shaping me philosophically. One was, if it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, from Friedrich Nietzsche. I ended up getting upset. That really got me through some hard times. And kind of as a meditative mantra and stuff when things were really tough, chemotherapy and radiation surgeries. And so I started reading him, and he was an individualist, and I really enjoyed him. And I think his style, I think Ayn Rand really took his style and updated it for the modern age. I think that's why I resonated with it. It was kind of a natural jump. The other one is this story from King Solomon. And King Solomon uh, from antiquity is supposedly this very wise man. And he was very wealthy, and he had a priest or a magician. I don't know what the hell they called him back then. But he had this priest. He said, listen, I need you to make me a magical ring that when I'm overly excited or overstimulated or too exuberant, it will sober me up. But I also need this magic ring if I'm depressed or overly melancholy or distraught or mad or emotional, that will also bring me out of that. So the wise man thinks about this, says, okay, I got you. He goes away, comes back. King Solomon's at some sort of feast or party, whatever, I don't know. And comes up and has the ring. And Solomon's like, oh, great. Bring him up here. Oh, he's so great. Puts on the ring, looks at it, and immediately sobers up. And he goes, thank you. And the ring, on it was inscribed, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Yeah, that got me through a lot, dude. Who is this? Let's see. Upgrade. Is this a TDS channel? Dude, I don't even know. Like, am I too old to know what TDS stands for? Yeah, anyway. That got me through. I think Nietzsche and Ayn Rand maybe pushed me towards a little bit of atheism in my youth. And I do think that was wrong. I ended up working at a libertarian bookstore before Amazon came around. They actually had like direct mail bookstores for niche subjects, and I worked for laissez-faire books. And I first came across a thinker named Robert Anton Wilson, and he had this idea of radical agnosticism. And he really thinks it's like the model agnosticism of the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum physics. But long story short, it brought me back to the realm of spirituality and whatnot. You know, I was raised a Catholic. I was baptized, went through, communion, was confirmed. And yeah, but I just realized that I think sometimes religion is the following of another person's spiritual path, whereas spirituality is following your own, right? Truck from Munda, Irish something, I don't know, I like it too. Oh, is this an anti-Trump channel? Oh, no, no. Not at all. I really could give two shits about politics by and large. I think it's all trash. I think believing in pro wrestling or believing in politics is like betting on pro wrestling. I think you're naive if you think any of it's real. So I'm not anti-Trump. Like it'd be like being anti-WWE. It's like, well, I'm not really anti-WWE. It's just I don't watch it. I don't really like it. So Trump could be the whatever. Oh, considering my thumbnail, yeah, dude, that's just got you here, bro. That's all it does, right? It's promotion. Upgrade. Religion helped to create this society. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe yeah, it did help create this society. Whether it was all the good parts or all the bad parts, I don't know if that's true. I'm not like an absolutist like that. I think religion has brought some good things. I think it's also brought some problems. But anyway, yeah. So, and what does Upgrade say? That's fair. I try to be. I mean, I don't know. I'm just a guy, dude. Just doing the best I can, just like you, just like everybody else. Anyway, guys, appreciate you showing up. So the kayfabe news, I'm having fun with it. Really, the idea was born in my 2008 book, Anomaly. Okay, so if you don't watch WWE, then you're anti. Okay, no, that's known as the no true Scotsman fallacy. There are people who just don't give a fuck. I just don't watch it. I have friends that work there, that have worked there, like at high levels. It's cool. I just don't watch it. This is why I'm doing ShootPro. ShootPro.tv. I'm creating the thing that I like. That's what entrepreneurs do. They're like, okay, there's all this stuff in the marketplace. I see a gap that's not being taken advantage of, that I think I could offer something that people would love, and that's Shoot Pro Wrestling. So I don't know if you know the premise. Have you watched Shoot Pro Wrestling? Go to shootpro.tv. We have 5 episodes up that you can watch. And the whole premise is, what if pro wrestling was real? Competitive pro wrestling. That's what we do. Competitive tag team matches, pin or submit, singles matches, cage matches. You can see them. We Iron Man matches. We've run them all. We're the first to do it, ironically, since well over 100 years ago. So yeah, very, very proud of that. So I don't know that I'm anti WWE. I'm not anti Trump. I am anti kayfabe, maybe. And so yeah, maybe my understanding of the history of wrestling and the understanding of the history of humankind has made me skeptical of these official narratives. Yeah, probably. I think there's a Booker. I think there's works. I think the shoots have been hidden a long time. And so what I'm just trying to do is just bring back that reality. Smelter says LOL. Okay. All right, guys. Unless there's any other questions that I can help you guys with, be sure to check out catchcon.us. Get in the room. It's going to be mind-blowing. You got to read it. Just go check it out. We had such a great event last year. And Jody Malenko is joining us. He's Carl Gotch protege. He'll be there. He's also agreed to write the foreword to my Carl Gotch book, which I'm really excited about. Check out shootpro.tv. See what competitive professional wrestling, not scripted, actually looks like. And number one, coaching. Come out there. We will fix your business, dude. That's what I do. I have an ROI on my coaching of 1,500%. So literally better than Bitcoin. Happy to help you. Smelter says, I agree. Politics is pro wrestling. Yeah, dude. I mean, so you notice I come in here and I use the language of professional wrestling smart mark reporting to communicate the global political economy. You can go back and watch some old episodes if that interests you. But it unites a lot of my interests, which are small business. Absolutely obsessed. I spend most of my day helping people win in small business, catch wrestling, and individual liberty. Those are probably the big ones. I mean, personally, it's family is always number one, but family and my health. But guys, I'm going to jump. This went way longer than I thought. I appreciate you guys, and I'm here pretty frequently now. So we'll talk soon.